Because our salvation draweth nigh. Kitabu cha Mambo ya Nyakati wa Kwanza sura ya 12 na aya yake ni ile 32, akaandika na akasema maneno haya: na wana wa Isakari, watu wenye akili za kujua nyakati, kuyajua Israeli yawapasayo wayatende. Vichwa vyao walikuwa watu 200 na ndugu zao wote walikuwa chini ya amri yao. Hawa wana wa Isakari walikuwa ni watu wa ajabu sana, walikuwa ni watu wa pekee sana katika wakati ule wa ancient Israel. Nakumbuka ya kwamba Sauli alikuwa mfalme wa kwanza wa kibinadamu katika taifa la Israeli, na alipomwasi Bwana Mungu akamteua Daudi, na hivyo Daudi alipokuwa amekaribia kuwa inaugurated ili kwamba aweze kukalia kiti cha enzi na apate kutawala, kila kabila ya wana wa Israeli walitoa watu wa kuwa askari jeshini mwa Daudi, na walipotoka vile kwenda kumsaidia Daudi, the 11 tribes ama kabila 11 zikatoa askari wa kwenda kupambana jeshini, lakini wana wa Isakari wakasema hatuna watu wa kushika mkuki na kushika upanga na kupigana vita, tuko na watu ambao wana uwezo wa kuelewa wakati, na walikuwa watu 200 peke yake, lakini the rest of the army was under them. Jambo la kunipendeza ni kwamba walijua ni nini Israeli wanachopaswa kutenda kwa wakati gani. Swali ni hili mpendwa, wewe na mimi tukiwa among the few people who know the truth of the Lord, tunapaswa kuwa wana wa Isakari, tuelekeze ulimwengu kule unakopaswa kuelekea, tupate kuongoza ulimwengu katika njia inayofaa, maana sisi tunajua ni wakati gani tunaoishi na tunapaswa kutenda nini katika wakati huu. Mpendwa, ni jambo la msingi kwamba wewe na mimi tuweze kuwa wana wa Isakari wa kiroho. Katika kitabu ambacho Ellen White ameandika, kitabu cha Last Day Events, ukurasa wa 125, paragraph yake ya kwanza, Ellen White anasema maneno haya: we have been looking for many years for a Sunday law to be enacted in our land. The land she's talking about here is the land of America. Na anasema we have been looking for many years for a Sunday law to be enacted in our land. And now that the movement is right upon us, we ask, what are our people going to do in the matter? Swali linaulizwa wakati kutangazwa kwa alama ya mnyama kumekaribia. Swali linaloulizwa kama watu wa Mungu, swali ambalo tunaulizwa kama Adventista Sabato, tutafanya nini kuhusiana na swala hili? Ellen White akaendelea akasema hivi: we should especially seek God for grace and power to be given his people. Ya kwamba ni tumuombe Mungu kwa neema na rehema ipeanwe kwa watu wake sasa, that it should be given to his people now. God lives, and we do not believe that the time has fully come when he would have our liberties restricted. Ya kwamba Mungu anaishi na Mungu yuko hai, na sisi hatujatambua kwamba wakati umekaribia ambapo our liberties, haki zetu, zitakuwa infringed. Hatutazipata, tutapitia wakati mgumu, tutapitia wakati ambao ni wa shida na matatizo. Na ndiyo maana wakati huo unapokaribia, that is the declaration of the mark of the beast, we must pray to God that he may give unto his church grace and mercy, ili kwamba watu wake waweze kusimama. Swali ni je, unaomba mpendwa na kuambia watu wafanye hivyo? Ni kurudisha nyuma kidogo katika historia. Wakati Yesu alipopaa kwenda mbinguni, aliacha kanisa lake katika ulimwengu huu ambalo lilikuwa likiongozwa na mitume na likajulikana kama the Apostolic Church. Lakini kama unabii ulivyotabiri katika kitabu cha Danieli sura ya 7, alisema kwamba ungefika wakati ambapo utawala wa Rumi unapokuwa mamlakani, utaweza kuinua mfalme, that is the papacy, ambaye ata infringe rights za watu na kuziondoa na kuwalazimisha watu kufanya ibada isiyo ya kweli. Jambo hilo lilitimia katika ufalme huo chini ya mfalme aliyekuwa akiitwa Constantino Max wa kwanza. Na historia inasema maneno haya katika the History Channel, wanasema this day in history, tarehe 7 ya mwezi wa 3 katika historia ina rekodi mojawapo ya mambo yaliyotendeka katika historia tarehe hiyo ndani ya ulimwengu huu. Na wanasema on this day in the year AD 321, Constantine decreed the day of the sun as a day of rest. Kwa hivyo the history confirms that, ya kwamba Constantino alitangaza, akatoa agizo ya kwamba siku ya jua iweze kuwa siku ya pumziko. Now listen to this one. This is from the Christian Network in Europe, CNE, Christian Network in Europe. Inasema nini? Celebrating Sunday 1700 years as a day of rest. Now this was in 2021. See 2024. We are in 2024. Kuna 2022, 2023 na 2024 sasa. Lakini in 2021, kumbuka nimekwambia, that was the same year when the European Parliament, that is the European Union Parliament, walikuwa wamesema na wakareiterate that in 2019 walikuwa wamependekeza ya kwamba ikifika 2024 every single member nation in the European Union iwe ime-enact Sunday rest by law in its constitution. So in 2021 they were celebrating Sunday. Kwa miaka 1700 iliyopita wamekuwa kisherehekea hiyo siku. Sikia hapa article hiyo kasema hivi. Anniversary for Sunday. The Roman Empire Constantine the Great issued a Sunday edict on March 7th of 321. Exactly 1700 years ago. In that law, the emperor determined that Sunday will be henceforth be the official day of rest. So in that decree, which the emperor declared ya kwamba Sunday should be a day of rest, anasema ya kwamba he said explicitly on that day that Sunday will be a day of rest. For how many people? Was it for the Roman Empire? Was it for a certain group of people? Or who was supposed to rest on that day? Because it was decreed by the emperor of that time. The article goes on to say, Constantine the Great was the first Christian emperor of the Roman Empire. So all the emperors, all the Caesars which had preceded him hawakuwa wa Kristo, lakini yeye akawa Mkristo wa kwanza. Hakuwa hata yeye Mkristo, alijiunga na Ukristo ambao ulikuwa ni Ukristo bandia. He wanted to unite religion and state because the Roman Empire was coming to a disintegration. Na alipoona ya kwamba inavunjika, akawa yeye mfalme wa kwanza aliyebatizwa, na wakaona ya kuwa kwa sababu ni mfalme na ni wa kuheshimiwa na ni mtu ambaye ni mkubwa, haitupasi tumpeleke mtoni tukamzamishe ndani ya maji. Wakambatiza kwa kumnyunyizia maji. So akajiita Mkristo. Now the article says Constantine the Great was the first Christian emperor of the Roman Empire. In this decision, katika uamuzi aliofanya in March 321, he stipulated. What did he stipulate? He said, let the magistrates and the inhabitants of the cities rest on the first day of the sun. Now, it is very clear that he said they should rest on the first day. That is the day of the sun. And let all, not a certain group of people, let all workshops be closed. Kwa hivyo maduka yafungwe, mahakama zifungwe, watu wapumzike siku ya jua. He was very clear, it was not a day of God, it was never a day of worship, it was a day of the sun. So Constantine Max the First akadeclare kwamba watu wote wapumzike siku ya jua. Then the article went on to say this. Inasema, Constantine wished to distinguish Sunday on the Lord's Day. Now, there comes a phrase which is very critical. He was referring to Sunday as the Lord's Day. It is never, it has never, it is, and it will never be the Lord's Day. Anasema Constantine wished to distinguish Sunday, or in quotes, the Lord's Day from other days. So he referred to Sunday as the Lord's Day. Na nitakuonyesha, there are some video clips I'm going to play here, ambazo the MPs of the European Union Parliament are referring to Sunday as the Lord's Day. It goes on to say, this applied to everyone in the empire. In the empire, it was a day for prayer and worship. Now, this declaration wasn't from God. This declaration was from Constantine Max the First. And he said, the day of the sun, from that time henceforth, it will be a day of prayer and worship. Kwa hiyo, akawa sasa amehamisha siku ya ibada. Brothers and sisters, that was 321 AD, almost 2,000 years ago. Emperor Constantino akasema maneno hayo. Fast forward to 2012, when Pope Benedict the 16th was the Pope. What did he say about Sunday? This is what he said. Sunday must be a day of rest dedicated to God, family, Pope says. Now, it is one thing for something to be said 2,000 years ago, but it is again another thing for it to be repeated recently. Hii inakuonyesha kwamba ni jambo ambalo wamekusudia kulitekeleza. Brothers and sisters, we have been in this church preaching of the coming Sunday law for many years, for many decades, for even centuries, telling the people that there is a law coming that will force each and everyone in this planet to worship on Sunday. Na tunaposema hivi inaonekana kwamba ni mchezo. Now the Pope said in 2012, was it 2012 or 2010? Let me confirm. It was 2012. Akisema maneno haya. Now the article said these words. This is the Vatican City CNS. The demand of work can't bully people out of needed time off. This is Pope Benedict saying, ya kwamba kufanya kazi hakuwezi kuwafanya watu wakaweza kukosa nafasi ya kupumzika. Then the second statement says what? Sunday must be a day. Now the word must is critical. It means it's mandatory. It is not optional. Hakuna kusema kwamba nitachagua kufanya hivi na sitafanya hivi. When it is a must, it is final. Hakuna kubadilisha. So he said Sunday must be a day of rest for everyone. Not for the Catholics only, not for the Pentecostals only, not for the Anglicans only, or not for the Sunday churches only and the Muslims are left behind or the Sabbath keepers are left behind. No. He said clearly and precisely that Sunday must be a day of rest for everyone. Whether you are a Muslim, a Hindu, a Shintoist, a Judaist, an Adventist, or a Sunday keeper, each and everyone must observe Sunday. So people can be free to be with their families and with God. Now, that is what the Pope said. Now, let me tell you. Unajua kuna watu watasema ya kwamba for sure, this is good because it is giving us time with our families. And the rest of the days that people used to worship, zitaachwa. Watu watashurutishwa kupumzika hiyo, maana itaonekana ndiyo inayofaa. Brothers and sisters, the Sunday law is coming. The final statement says, by defending Sunday, one defends human freedom. Now the statement says by defending Sunday, one. Why one? One means if you choose to defend Sunday, you are defending human freedom. So anybody, if you choose not to defend Sunday, you are not defending human freedom. That is to mean you become an enemy to anybody who chooses to defend Sunday. This is very clear. Yakongo Akanakuja. This was 2012, some 12 years ago. He said during his weekly general audience in St. Peter's Square, June 6th, that was 2012. So, after saying that, the spirit of prophecy tells us this. In the book Last Day's Events, page 125, paragraph 3, Ellen White foresaw this. Under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, she said, the Sunday movement is now making its way in darkness. The leaders are concealing the true issue. And many who unite in the movement do not themselves see whither the undercurrent is tending. Ya kwamba ibada ya Jumapili inaletwa katika hali ya kiujanja. When she says it is making its way now in darkness, ina maana ya kwamba inaletwa kijanja. Si kwamba inakuja usiku. Inaletwa kijanja katika hali ya kwamba watu wataikubali. Nasema wale viongozi wanaoshughulikia jambo hili hawasemi kwa halisi ya kwamba ni hiki tunataka kufanya. But hata wao wenyewe wanapohusika katika kuileta hawajui ni kitu gani wanachokifanya. Let me tell you. Today, everybody is singing of climate change and our president is in the forefront. He's one of the people who are being respected in the world because of fighting for the climate. Let me tell you. The Sunday law, the Sunday rest by law is covered in the climate change issue. If you go read Laudato Si, the encyclical of Pope Francis, he says in Article 237 clearly that Sunday, as the Jewish Sabbath, should be the day of rest. So he says he wants to salvage the climate by making each and every person in this planet to keep Sunday. It was done by Constantine, 321 AD. It was reiterated by several popes. recently by the late Pope Benedict XVI, and then the current Pope who preceded, not preceding, but who succeeded Pope Benedict XVI, Pope Francis, he came up with the encyclical Laudato Si. Now listen, this is in this year, March of this year. This is from the European Sunday Alliance. There is a European Union Sunday Alliance. What are they saying? European Sunday Alliance issues new manifesto promoting a work-free Sunday for all. Brothers and sisters, this was 1st March 2024. Today, is it 11th or 10th? 11th, I think. It is some 9 or 8 days ago, or some 10 days ago. Wanasema in the European Union Alliance. What are they saying? They say they need a Sunday, what? A work-free Sunday, not for the Europeans, not for the Britons, but for who? For all. All means you and I included. Are we seeing a Sunday law coming here? Listen to what that article says. In view of the European Day for a work-free Sunday, 3rd March, the European Sunday Alliance, ESA, issues on Friday, 1st March 2024, a new manifesto stressing that synchronized resting time is an effective tool to counter holiness and highlight its importance for the mental health of workers. Kwa hiyo jambo la kwanza, wanasema wafanyikazi watapata muda wa kupumzika. Kwa hiyo wafanyikazi wote now, they are being brought on board. If you're a civil servant, unapewa wakati wa kupumzika. When? Sunday. Why not allowed to rest on Sabbath? Why not allowed to rest on Friday? Because the Muslims rest on Friday. Let me tell you, there is a lesson I did, ilikuwa inaitwa The Stars Are Aligning. Na United Arab Emirates, weekend yao ilikuwa inaanza Friday, inaisha Saturday jioni. Wakabadilisha wakasema ianze Saturday, ishe Sunday jioni, because they want to be in line with the Western world in order to allow economy to grow. Let me tell you, the European Union Parliament now, they are saying, the European Union Sunday Alliance, wanasema ya kwamba there is a need to synchronize, yani kuyaweka mambo kwa laini moja, kuyaweka mambo sawasawa kwa ajili ya kuweza kuondoa upweke na kuweza kuonyesha umoja wa kuleta amani katika akili za wafanyikazi. Listen, this is the CESR. What are they saying? March 3rd, European Day for a work-free Sunday. So, they are looking for a day that will be work-free, and that day should be Sunday. Are you seeing a Sunday law coming, brothers and sisters? Are we really prepared for the crisis that is ahead of us? Wapendwa, this is the CES. They are saying European Day for a work-free Sunday. So kuna siku ambao wanasherehekea wakiomba kupewa Jumapili ziweze kuwa huru za kwamba watu wafanyi kazi. The FAFCE, FAFCE. What does it say? FAFCE backs the work-free Sunday. Hata wao pia wanaiunga mkono. What are they saying? FAFCE is proud to be a member of the European Sunday Alliance and thanks all its partners for their commitment to the campaign. Now listen. The European Sunday Alliance has said the following. Wamesemaje? Huu ni muungano ambao unatafuta siku ya ibada ambao ni ya Jumapili. The European Sunday Alliance, not long from here, we are going to have the African Sunday Alliance. There's going to be American Sunday Alliance. There's going to be Pacific Sunday Alliance. There's going to be, kutakuwa na several Sunday Alliances ambazo zina push for Sunday rest by law. Na wafanyikazi wataona kwamba wamepata nafasi ya kuweza kupumzika. Listen to what they say. The European Sunday Alliance said this. On the occasion of this year's annual European Day for a work-free Sunday. Ni kitu ambacho labda wengi walikuwa hawajui, lakini kule Ulaya kuna siku ambayo wanakaa inatengwa ya kuomba waweze kupata nafasi ya kwamba Jumapili ziruhusiwe ziwe siku za kupumzika. So they say on the occasion of this year's annual European Day for a work-free Sunday that was on March 3rd, the European Sunday Alliance reminds that synchronized resting time is an effective tool to counter the loneliness and highlights its importance for the mental health of workers. Ilikuwa nimesoma article, then it went on to say, Furthermore, in view of the upcoming EU, the European Union elections in June 2024, so there's going to be a European Union Parliament election. The member states of this union, there are 27 countries, na zitaenda kupiga kura kupendekeza wabunge watakaoenda kule. Now listen, the European Sunday Alliance calls on members of the European Parliament. They are now invoking who? The legislators, because wataenda kutengeneza sheria hapo kwa European Union Parliament. It is requesting the European Union parliamentarians, members of parliament, of the European Parliament, and candidates to the upcoming European election to support the manifesto. You know, the Azimio coalition had a manifesto. The UDA, that is the Kenya Kwanza coalition, had a manifesto. Na manifesto hiyo wana-implement wanapopata nini? Wanapopata uongozi. Like now, they're implementing the Kenya Kwanza manifesto. Manifesto ni kitu gani? Ni miongozo inayowekwa, policies ambazo zinawekwa zitakazowawezesha wanaochukua mamlaka kuzitumia kufanya kazi. So in other words, there are kind of laws that enable them to move in a certain direction. So the European Sunday Alliance has come up with policies, with regulations, and they're requesting the European Union Parliament to do what? To agree or to accept the manifesto and support it of its steering committee, and to do what? And to recognize the value of the establishment of a weekly common day of rest. Pause there. Wameweka koma hapo. Wanataka in June European Union Parliament inapoenda kwa uchaguzi, wale walioko sasa na wale watakaochaguliwa waunge mkono the European Sunday Alliance Manifesto inayosema wanataka siku ya Jumapili iweze kuwa ya ibada. Remember, by 2024 August, every single member state of the European Union, they should have incorporated the Sunday rest by law into their constitutions. Now, because the election is coming in June, wanaambiwa sasa ya kwamba those who are aspiring to become members of parliament of the European Union Parliament, those who are currently the members of parliament of that same parliament, they should support the manifesto. They should support the policies, the regulations, the laws of the European Sunday Alliance, and do what? And recognize. Now, when you recognize, you don't just recognize by saying, I recognize. No, for it to be recognized by the entire union, it must be a law. And recognize the value of the establishment of a weekly common day of rest by tradition on Sunday at the EU level for all citizens. Brothers and sisters, a Sunday law is coming. Let me say this. People might be playing around. Wanaweza fikiria kwamba bado there is still time to play with sin. Nataka nikwambie wakati umeisha. Kinachosemwa hapa, that day of rest they are purporting should be Sunday. And they are saying by tradition. Kwa hiyo hakuna siku ingine. Listen to what this member of parliament said. I might regulate the voice kidogo ndio isikusumbue sana. But now listen to this woman anayosema kuhusiana na Sunday, the European Sunday Alliance and the Sunday rest by law.
In our fast-paced world filled with deadlines, responsibilities, meetings, and the constant buzz of technology, it's easy to overlook what is important in life and the importance of collectively taking a break. Already the Roman Emperor Constantine recognized the special importance of a common day off and introduced the work-free Sunday. To protect the Sunday as a common day off is especially important for our societies, for the social cohesion. It is particular importance since we do not just need free time. Yes, we need to recharge our batteries and do other tasks. But what we really need is synchronized quality times with our families, friends, in our communities and networks. Friends and family are the core of our social life, and more than anything else, We need this quality time that we can all spend together. This is why I'm happily supporting the European Sunday Alliance in our fight for this crucial achievement. The European Day for Work-Free Sunday reminds us of the need to take collective breaks and thereby create spaces where we all can come together.
Wow. Mpendwa, nataka usikie maneno ya huyu mama. Amesema anakumbuka kwamba Constantino tayari aliweka a work-free Sunday. So she's taking us back to 321 AD, 7th March, when Constantine the Emperor made Sunday a day of rest. And she's recognizing that. And then she says she's willingly and she's very happy that she's supporting the European Sunday Alliance. Why? Because it is a crucial issue. Brothers and sisters, when something is crucial, it means it is very serious. So the Sunday rest by law inazungumziwa. This is a member of the European Union Parliament. Let us listen to another member of that same parliament anavyosema. Wapendwa, haya mambo ni ajabu. Ninaweka wamama wawili na wamama watatu na mwanamume mmoja. Sikiliza huyu mama mwingine anavyozungumza. There is a statement anayosema, in fact she is referring to Sunday as the Lord's Day.
Dear friends, on 3rd of March we celebrate the European Day for a Work-Free Sunday. Sunday is a day dedicated to family but also to a holy mass. It's a treasured time of relaxation and quiet during the full work rush. For us Christians, Sunday is the Lord's Day. For those who are not Christians, it also bears an important feature of a common day of rest. Besides, Work-Free Sunday has clear benefits to mental health and ensures the right to disconnect for all of us, especially shop assistants. They should have their Sunday too. I look forward to one day when free Sundays will become in the entire EU reality.
This lady is saying, this woman from the European Union Parliament, she's saying, to us Christian, Sunday is the Lord's Day. With who? She's a Christian of which faith? Because we as the Seventh-day Adventists, we know Sunday is not the Lord's Day. And she says it is critical for the family. Kwa hiyo kitu ambacho kinaletwa pale ni kuwafanya watu waone kwamba Jumapili ni ya maana sana kwao. Brothers and sisters, kuna vitu amesema huyu mama. Let me replay the...
Dear friends, on 3rd of March we celebrate the European Day for a Work-Free Sunday. Sunday is a day dedicated to family but also to a holy mass. It's a treasured time of relaxation.
Anasema Sunday is a day dedicated to the family and to a holiness. Dedicated to family and to a holiness? Wow.
It also bears an important feature of a common day of rest. Besides, Work-Free Sunday has clear benefits to mental health and ensures the right to disconnect for all of us, especially shop assistants. They should have their Sunday too. I look forward to one day when free Sundays will become...
Anasema jambo la msingi sana. Huyu mama anasema ya kwamba Sunday is a day to disconnect, especially for the shop workers. Watu wanaofanya kazi waweze pata pumziko. And then she said, I am looking forward to a day when we are going to have all the free Sundays ili kwamba watu waweze kupumzika. Brothers and sisters, the European Union is working seriously to make sure a Sunday law is implemented. She's saying that Sunday is the Lord's Day. Really? Kitabu cha Ufunuo kinasema nini? Ufunuo 1:10 inasema, nalikuwa katika roho siku ya Bwana, that is the Lord's Day, nikasikia sauti kuu nyuma yangu kama sauti ya baragumu. Yohana alikuwa katika roho siku ya Bwana. Siku ya Bwana ni siku gani? Bwana anayezungumzwa hapa nani? Yesu Kristo. Yesu ni Bwana wa siku gani? Kitabu cha Marko 2:27 na 28 nasema hivi, akawaambia, Sabato ilifanyika kwa ajili ya mwanadamu, wala si mwanadamu kwa ajili ya Sabato, basi mwana wa Adamu ndiye Bwana wa Sabato pia. So the Lord's day is the Sabbath day, which is not Sunday, it is Saturday, commonly known today. So ni jukumu langu na wewe tunaoelewa